You come to me burdened by the heaviest of all delusions, the belief that you exist as a fragment. You have bound yourself to a sack of blood, bones, and body, and you cry out in terror because it rots. Let it rot. What does the rotting of earth have to do with you? You have long been caught in the rope of body consciousness. Cut it with the sword of knowledge that you are the awareness and be happy. You see, look at our utter foolishness. You identify with the object and completely ignore the seer. We are heavily involved in debating whether the observer is the observed, the analyze is the analyzed, and things like that, but we never question on what all these things are happening, for whom all these things are happening. The body is born, it undergoes changes, it decays and it drops. It belongs to the earth, and to the earth it reclaims its depth. That's it. The mind arises, it rattles, it gathers dust, and it falls silent. It belongs to time. Let time devour it. But you are the changeless witness. You have never moved a millimeter from your own nature. You have only fooled yourself in the path of religion and spirituality. That's it. You were never born. So how can you invite the concept of death into your house? Death is a rumor believed only by the ignorant. You see, the world is a mirror, and you are terrified of the ugly face reflecting within it. If a murderer stands before a mirror, does the mirror become a criminal? If a corpse is placed before the mirror, does the mirror die? No. You are the infinite, spotless mirror of self-aware reality. The universe is born within you. You are not expanded. The universe dissolves within you, and you are not diminished. Death is just a passing reflection, a brief shadow moving across your eternal brightness. That's it. How can that which has no form be buried? How can that which has no parts be dismantled? You see, the sword cannot cut you, for there is nothing to divide in the first place. The fire cannot burn you, for there is nothing else to consume. The grave cannot hold you, for you are the space in which the grave itself exists. To say I am going to die is as absurd as the sky claiming it will suffocate when the wind stops. Wake up from the pathetic slumber of spirituality and all those unwanted stuff. You are already the self-aware reality, whether you like it or not, or believe it or not. You are already liberated, whether you follow a guru or do not follow a guru. You want a method, you want a practice, you want a sadhana to prepare for death. You see, I laugh at all the practices that people do, including the practices that I did before. All waste of time, utter foolishness. Your effort is your bondage. The very attempt to quiet the mind is a supreme arrogance of ego, trying to use a shadow to catch the light. It cannot. Mind is the noise, you see. You cannot use a noise to know what a silence is, nor you can use a most purified sound to know what silence is. The gurus tell you to renounce, to meditate, to control your senses. They are leading you from one prison cell to another, slightly cleaner cell, that's it. They teach you how to become a spiritual corpse instead of a worldly one. That's the only difference. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? The non-spiritual person is called the worldly corpse, and the spiritual person is called the spiritual corpse at the end. No difference. You are the unattached, actionless, self-luminous, self-aware reality. This is indeed your bondage, that you practice meditation, you practice all those spiritual gymnastics to become who you already are. That is like a wave saying, I need to follow 10-step method to become the ocean. Lot of people argue with me. They say, Ashwin, I understand what you're saying intellectually, but I still can't get it, because you're still using the intellect to understand that is beyond intellect. You're still using it to understand what is beyond it. That is like a camera trying to photograph the photographer. It cannot. Or that is like a shadow trying to hold on to light. It cannot. You see, hear this uncompromising truth. There is nothing need to be done. If you do something, you affirm the doer. If you affirm the doer, you affirm the reaper of the action, which is the entity that dies. To try to attain liberation is to state that you are bound. You have never been bound. You are free right now at this very millisecond, but you prefer the drama of seeking. You prefer the story of your victims and things like that, including me. And I'm being very harsh here, because if I look back at all those things that I've done, all such nonsense, utter idiotic stuff. We hold on to sadhana, we hold on to our chaos, we hold on to all those traps of the world, and then we cry out to God And then we think the life is being unfair to us. We hold on to our love stories, we hold on to the person who walked away from us, and we claim that they did wrong. And you know what's the funny thing? In their story, we are the villain, and in our story, they are the villain. But we all prefer the drama over the truth. You love your chains because they give you a sense of identity. Drop the seeking, drop the renunciation too, drop even the desire for freedom. Sit as you are, unattached, indifferent, and totally still, and purely the self-aware reality. Look at this body that you pamper and defend. It is nothing but a clay pot. You think the space inside in this room is different from the space outside the building? Of course, this is an open field. Hope you are getting what I'm trying to point out. You think the space inside your chest is your private consciousness and the space outside is the world. That is the root of your terror. You see, when the hammer falls and the clay pot shatters, what happens to the space? Does it bleed? Does it mourn the loss of the clay? Does it rush to merge with the outer space? Does it rush to come to India and visit all those gurus and ashrams? No. It was always one space. The pot was an illusion, or its boundary was a fiction. Your personality, your history, your name, your fears, this is the clay pot. Death is merely the shattering of the fiction. There is no inner and outer. There is only the one unbroken, infinite ocean of self-aware reality. And you are that. I'm not joking. If you think I'm joking, turn your mind within and see things for yourself. Stop crying over the broken piece of mud. Don't expect life to be fair. Life never signed a contract saying, I will treat you well. You come to me asking about what happens after death, and let me tell you, that is the most narrow-minded stuff actually. That is an excuse that the mind gives in order to not see the truth. You ask me about karma, about renunciation, about the journey of the soul through the dark corridors of time. What utter childish nonsense is that? You're asking me to describe the itinerary of the shadow. You want to know the destination of the dream. Time is the ultimate trickster, a fiction invented by a mind that cannot bear the absolute stillness of the present. Hear this and let it shatter your comforting illusions. There is no past, there is no future, and there is no soul that travels. In you, the shoreless ocean, the wind of mind arises and falls. You are that on which the entire drama of soul, creation, God, goddesses, past, religion, sinner, merit, all those dramas existing. And you fear you will have to die many deaths. But where does these lives exist except in the current ripple of your thoughts? The past is a dead memory, the future is a phantom anxiety. Both are projected right now within the unchanging space of your current awareness. To fear death is the future, is to be terrified of the ghost that has not even been invented yet. You are the timeless backdrop against which the illusion of time plays its game. Birth and rebirth are just waves rising and falling in your infinite sea. A wave does not have a soul that survives its crashing. The wave is just water. Let us all see this for ourselves and be free. You see, this world does not need blind followers. It needs more awakened individuals doing their day-to-day life. It does not need gurus and ashram. It needs selfless and awakened engineers. It needs awakened doctors. It needs awakened husband and wife. It needs awakened students. It needs awakened people doing their daily work. Let us not be idiots. Let us not behead God by remaining devotees. Let us befriend God by becoming like Him. You see, when the wave subsides, nothing is lost and nothing has moved. Stop calculating your karmic debts. That is the most foolish thing that you can do. Stop preparing for the next life or higher realm. Heavens and hells are just more rooms in the same prison of house the mind has created. You do not occupy a place in time. Time is a brief itch in your eternity. Recognize this, and the entire cycle of cosmic birth and death collapses into nothingness. Where is the world when you sleep? It vanishes. Where is the death when you rest in deep, dreamless slumber? It does not exist. The entire universe with all its galaxies, its gods, its heavens, and its death is just a bubble that rises from the ocean of your own being. It exists because you are. If you close your eyes to the world ceases, but you remain. Have the courage to realize this supreme solitary majesty. You are not a helpless creature trapped in the universe. Don't be like a child, begging the universe to play alone. Become God. Become divine. The universe is a speck of dust floating in the infinite expanse of your awareness. Death is a guest that arrives in your space, performs its brief, meaningless dance of dissolution, and leaves. You are not. Actually, you are the host who never changes. Recognize this instantly without analyzing it, without digesting it with your corrupt intellect. You are the pure, changeless reality, whether you like it or not. Stand up from the grave of your own mind. You are forever free. And this is the truth. Ultimately, I will conclude my speech by saying that follow the message, not the messenger. I am doing all this social media just to make a living and for the joy of speaking alone. You are the self-aware reality, which is the substratum of all, whether you like it or not or believe it or not. Thank you.